Hello, my name is Bradley Longford. I'm an apprentice business and marketing assistant for Henry Boot Construction, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my apprenticeship story. Let's begin. Currently, in my role at Henry Boot, I'm responsible for creating news articles for our website, also managing the social media channels, so our LinkedIn and Twitter, creating content and sharing content. I also assist the marketing assistant in creating any brochures, case studies, newsletters for our clients to showcase our work. And finally, I get out to a lot of local career events promoting construction and apprenticeships and guiding young people in their careers. I've had a vast range of experiences in the recruitment process. I've had interviews at Microsoft, Boots, Pearson, and Henry Boot. I'd say out of the four, the Microsoft interview was the most complex in the sense that it involved a lot of stages. So, for example, in order to get an interview at their head office in Reading, I had to go through a psychometric test, a video pre-recorded questionnaire. So I had to kind of record myself interviewing, answering questions for them. So a bit similar to what we're doing here. And also I had to have a telephone interview as well. In comparison to Henry Boot, that was more of a traditional approach in the sense that was an application form just to fill out, and then they rang me up and asked me to come in for an interview. And after a week or so, they then offered me the role. I think in general, there's for now there's going to be something in between that. I don't think many businesses opt for the more traditional approach anymore. I think they're trying to look to get the most the right people for the job. So you'll find you're doing more like assessment centres and tests online before you actually get to an interview. Throughout the process, I was nervous for all of my interviews, and that's completely natural. I think as well, it's important that you don't confuse excitement and nervous, as they're really similar in feelings. So actually, for me, I was actually quite excited to go to Microsoft on reflection, but then also there's some nerves there as well. And I think it's important that if you can, not to confuse the two, as they can be quite misunderstanding. Also, a quick top tip for kind of going into interviews is do some research on the business you're applying for. This is often asked in the interview stage, and for Henry Boot, they were really impressed in the amount of research I'd gotten and how I understand the business already, before I even joined. So that's a really good point to take away. Some of the benefits I see for apprenticeships. So this, apprenticeships really given me the opportunity to seek different roles within construction and within Henry Boot. For example, I've worked alongside and shadowed estimators, quantity surveyors, and other people in different roles that I didn't know really exist, which has been really helpful for me to understand the processes within our business. You also learn from professionals. Obviously, a lot of these people have been in roles a really long time and know them back to front, so you get to experience firsthand and kind of learn from the best. Also, there's the opportunity to meet like-minded individuals, so other apprentices, people that have got really similar interests in you, which is really good, and it creates a social side and the network side to a job as well. And then finally, one of the most important things for me is learning life skills to become a young professional. There are a lot of people now going through a traditional university route full time, but are actually missing out on these key skills. So your communication, presentation skills, things that you don't pick up as much at university, which are really important in the workplace when it comes to real jobs. Also, not to forget that all apprentices, are roles within a company. So at Henry Boot, they still provide me with a laptop, a phone, a car. They also offer their own in-house training provided by a reputable QA, which are a training provider. So these tailor-made courses for Henry Boot, and these run alongside obviously my university work as well, which I found very helpful. And they've actually intertwined each other in time. So, for example, at university, I do a module on reflection, and as part of that, there was a self-awareness course as well. So these kind of both work hand in hand and have been really good for my development. One of my greatest achievements was getting through to the interview stage at Microsoft. I think a quick tip, what I've learned from this is actually when I first applied for the role, I didn't expect to get as far as an interview at Microsoft, going down to the head office for a face-to-face interview. So, reach for the stars, because you never know what might happen. And finally, I'm most proud of the confidence I've gained and kind of communication skills. Before, when I started out, I was quite a timid person and quite quite nervous, not much confidence, to go up on stage and talk to different people. But an apprenticeship has really brought that side out in me, and I now feel confident talking to CEOs, managing directors, but then also people from outside the company and in my day-to-day life as well. Finally, just my advice to others, as we've just discussed, be ambitious. If you see something but you think you might not got the grade that they're asking for or something like that, just go for it, because you never know what might happen, and even if it might take you 20 minutes to fill out an application form, it then puts you in with a chance to be in, and you never know that it might just be what they're looking for. Also, research the organisation. One of my top tips, really, look into kind of if they're doing projects or people that they're working with, and go in with a list of questions. If you're not sure about how the culture works or anything like that, it's always good to research and ask that. And I think employers see that as a really good thing. If you can't find what you're looking for, try to widen your search. This is something that I struggled with when first applying for apprenticeships. I applied for only marketing roles that were in a 10-mile radius for me, and there weren't many of the right opportunities that I was looking for at the time. However, when I started searching for more general business roles that actually had bits of marketing in it as well, and also set my my radius a bit further, so 10, 20, 30 miles, that then brought up a lot more better opportunities that I could apply for. So there are trains and cars, you will be able to make that commute, but yeah, it's just something to look out for. And finally, you don't have to know what you want to be to become an apprentice. I did a marketing course at college, but I still wasn't 100% sure that marketing was what I wanted to go into for a full-time job, and things do change. So now at Henry Boot, I've told my manager that it's not a marketing role I'm wanting to go into. I'd like to have some more time in different departments to kind of get a better understanding of different roles. And actually, I think at this moment in time, I'm looking for business development, so the sales aspect of it. And you'll be surprised that a lot of companies, are more than happy to support you if you want to move roles. So just because you've applied for a role in engineering, that doesn't mean you can't join the employer and then actually look to switch at a later date as well, and try and get some experience elsewhere if you ask that to your manager. So I hope that's been useful. Yeah, so thanks for your time. And if you are applying for apprenticeships or whatever you do in the future, I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.